Coal energy. The discovery and the mining of coal goes back thousands of years. It was the primary energy resource that helped drive the Industrial Revolution during the 19th and the 20th century. It was mainly used to power steam engines, generate electricity, and heat buildings. Its usage has declined after various industrial sectors, such as the transportation sector, has switched to oil and natural gas. Although the use of coal as an energy source has declined over the years, as of 2010, it is still produced over a fourth of the world's energy. Burning coal is a major source of carbon dioxide, and mining it out of the earth disrupts the land and alters the properties of rainwater, hence impacting the quality of river water. The coal era officially ended after the First World War, when oil began to take its place. However, almost 100 years later, coal is still the second largest source of energy consumed in the world, and the first source for electricity generation. Although coal occupies this important place in the world's energy mix, its growth is nonetheless slowing significantly. The latest report of the IEA, published in 2015, indicates that the annual growth in global coal demand, which was 3.3% in 2010, will be less than 0.8% by 2020. In other words, global consumption is expected to be 5.8 billion tons of coal in 2020, 500 million less than the IEA's forecast so far. Coal that is burned releases energy in the form of heat. When combined with water, this creates steam, which turns a turbine and ultimately produces electricity. Coal forms following the burial of decaying vegetation with time, heat, and pressure. The remains of the vegetation become peat. The longer it's exposed to heat and pressure, the higher the rank of coal will become. Coal exists in various stages around the world. Currently, due to the outbreak of COVID-19, the world consumption of coal declines dramatically because of the limited energy use and production. A final fall in global coal demand is expected to be at 8% in 2020, but the final number could vary because of an economic stimulus to be implemented by China. As shown in the diagram, before the unexpected eruption of COVID-19, the world has doubled its coal consumption since 2000, even though the rate of growth is slowing. The role of coal is mostly related to 5 of the SDGs, which are SDG 7, 8, 9, 13, and 17. Coal use contributes to various environmental impacts, including land and water resource use, pollutant emissions, waste generation, and public health and safety concerns. To adopt a more environmentally friendly approach, the global investors in the coal industry have started to promote climate awareness in their portfolio and show their responsibility in sustainable development by mining on responsible sourcing and adopting low-emission technologies. Coal industry also plays an important role in providing a huge amount of jobs to mining regions and hence fostering economic development. Approximately 2,100 jobs are created by the coal mining industry in South Africa. Coal mining is a global industry. Therefore, a global partnership is needed by stakeholders and the industry itself. The burning of coal releases mercury, lead, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, particulates, and other heavy metals. These airborne toxins can cause health issues that range from asthma to premature death. Globally, coal accounts for 800,000 premature deaths, and in China alone, coal-related air pollution causes 670 deaths per year. Coal power plants are responsible for 93% of the sulfur dioxide and 80% of the nitrogen oxide emitted worldwide by the electricity industry. In the US, coal and natural gas are the biggest contributors to carbon pollution. This air pollution due to coal combustion costs around $187 billion per year in the US. Not only does coal pollute the air, coal power plants release 100 million tons of coal ash per year, and more than half of that ends up in water bodies. The toxic mercury released during coal combustion rains down into the rivers and streams, which causes bioaccumulation in the food web, from fishes to humans. Mercury is a dangerous neurotoxin that can cause damage to the brain and nervous system. It is particularly troubling for pregnant women since the mercury can harm a fetus's development. As you can see in the image, China is the world's biggest producer and consumer of coal with 3.7 billion tons and distributes 4.3 billion tons, both in 2016. In comparison, the US produced 684.8 million short tons of coal and Canada only produced 57 million tons in 2019. Globally, in 2018, the coal production was of 7.6 billion tons and it amounts to 38.5% of the world's energy supply. In Canada, coal is mainly used for heating and electricity purposes, with a demand of 67%. Coal-fired energy plants send electricity onto the grid where it is needed. The storage of coal-powered energy is negligible. However, coal reserves are significant. The United States has the largest reserve of 254 billion tons of coal, and it makes up 22.3% of the world's reserve of coal. There are two ways of viewing the future prospects of coal as of 2040. The stated policy scenario, what is expected to happen without the international efforts to decrease coal dependency and development, and the sustainable development scenario, what is expected to happen if there is an international focus on reducing emissions. In the stated policy scenario, world coal use will essentially flatten. Its role in power generation will decrease, while the industrial use will increase. However, as the energy system expands, alternative sources of energy are expected to be used more. This means that while the amount of coal being used for energy isn't expected to change, its share of global energy use will likely decline from 38.5% to 21%. Additionally, there will be strong regional disparities in coal use. While many advanced economies, such as those in the European Union, are significantly decreasing their coal use as they move to cleaner sources of energy, developing nations, particularly those in Asia, are expected to see an increase in coal use as they attempt to satisfy a fast rising demand for electricity and industrial development. China is also expected to see its demands for coal decline slowly as of 2022, in part due to a push to improve air quality. In the sustainable development scenario, on the other hand, there would be a significant decrease of coal of 4% annually. By 2040, its global use would be 60% lower than in the stated policy scenario, and its share in the global energy mix would drop to 10%. However, the sustainable development scenario depends on the significant deployment of carbon capture, utilization, and storage technologies to provide a cost-competitive method of decarbonization for key industries, and currently there are far too few projects to meet its needs. In conclusion, the world energy industry is currently not prepared to be independent of coal usage. However, due to the negative effects of coal energy, countries worldwide are developing renewable energy sources and slowly decreasing their use of coal. Thanks for watching.